So thank you, Amelia, for coming in today. I'm really excited to hear that you're interested in volunteering with Becky's Fund. But first, I wanted to hear more about, the reason obviously you're interested in working with Becky's Fund. I obviously know you from the past in working with pageants, and also, being a model for Walk This Way in the past. So I would love to hear more about, why you're looking to volunteer with Becky's Fund, especially with our Young Girls program.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. It's really been great talking to you. I am looking to get involved because I first became acquainted with you guys after working with you through winning a pageant and then, learning about what you do as part of Walk This Way. And I remember those experiences, and just recently I left an abusive relationship. And so kind of in healing and getting over that, I wanted to reach out to you guys, both for help myself, but also to help other women get through this.
Sure, and I think that often is such a great way to sort of give back. A lot of women often feel very alone. We often obviously say things such as that, this is not an issue that only affects a couple people. The facts say that 1 in 3 women are affected by domestic and dating violence, yet because there's so much shame attached to being, quote, a victim, many women feel blamed, and they also are ashamed of staying silent. And so I'm very grateful for your voice today and being able to speak out about this issue, because a lot of young women are still in that place where I think that they don't have the confidence, because their confidence and their self-esteem has been broken by their abuser, to be able to open up and say that they need help, they need support. And so you refer to an ex-relationship as being abusive, and so I would love to hear more about, how and sort of how you got involved with this relationship, as well as, what were some of the signs that you saw while in the relationship, and also too, what was the final straw for having you be able to say, this is enough, I need to get out of the situation, this is not right for myself, and I really need to, get away from the situation, whether it's physically, mentally, but really being able to say, I'm out.
Yeah, so I met this person through a mutual activity. We both did CrossFit, and I've always been a big fitness buff. So, met him at the gym.
Sure.
We both connected on that level, but also the fact that we shared similar political interests and just had a lot of things that we like to do in common. And so after dating casually for a couple of months, we really became pretty serious. And in that, the first part, it was very much a honeymoon period. We couldn't get enough of each other, spending so much time together, doing all these things. And he was, a complete gentleman, never suspected sort of any, didn't really see any bad signs or bad behavior. And then kind of through a consolidated course, more and more as I got more comfortable, I think he got more comfortable controlling me. And, setting boundaries and telling me what I could and couldn't do, to the point where, it started with little things like, getting upset when I hung out with my friends and, didn't spend the night with him, or, when I chose to go to class instead of going to work out with him. And it got to the point where, it was literally him getting upset when I chose to do anything instead of, staying home with him and tending to do the things that we always did together.
Were there any things that maybe your friends saw or maybe family members saw where they reached out to you? I feel that often abusers are very smart, and they use the whole, if you love me, you would do this. You would spend more time with me. If you love me, you don't really need your friends and family. So did you feel yourself alienating yourself from your friends and family when you sort of, enter this relationship with him, as well as obviously, like you mentioned, that you soon moved in with him? I think that often creates a lot more tighter relationship between a couple, but at the same time, trying to find that, me time gets pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I definitely felt myself alienated from my friends because I was given a choice. Either it was him or everyone else, and I loved him, and he was my best friend, so I chose him every time. To the point where I hadn't gone home for a holiday during our relationship because he wanted me with him, and I really sacrificed my family and friends and time with the people that I cared about to be with him, which I think is a very unreasonable choice. And more and more he would do things that I think when I was out with other people, some people would say something. Like, I went to dinner with my girlfriend, and she was talking, and had invited me to come over to her apartment after the dinner, and he literally grabbed me under their table and was like squeezing me to get me to say no. And afterwards, my friend texted me and was like, hey, like, you okay? And that she had seen that, and I really brushed it off. I was like, no, it's fine. We're good. We're just gonna go spend the night together.
What was the final straw while in the relationship, whether it's seeing something, hearing a song, or maybe reading something? What was that final point in your head when you're like, I can't do this anymore, I have to get out?
Our relationship had taken a physical turn. Several times before that, he had grabbed me or kicked me or hit me, and then told me it was my fault and really blamed me, and for a while I felt like it was like, maybe I did something wrong, maybe I deserved this. But it kind of got to the point where I realized, I didn't. And the night that I left, he had pinned me to the couch and dug his hand into my face to the point where I had some pretty deep welts, and told me that he wished he could kill me. He wished it was okay. So it was 6 a.m. and I walked out. I have a sister in the area, so I stayed with her, and that was the last time we were together.
And after that incident, did he reach out trying to say his apologies? Like, what was his reaction to that night?
Yeah, I mean, it was really difficult. He still had all my things. He had my dog that I had brought from home when we moved in together, and so getting that stuff back from him, dealing with the dog, I had to file a police report, and after that, he, I think, took it a little bit more seriously and did give me my things back, and more recently did give me the dog back. So it's definitely been an uphill battle, something that's every time I have to talk to him is very difficult.
So moving forward, I mean, obviously this is very sensitive, and this was an emotional experience that you went through. So why is it that you want to share it with people? What do you hope that your story can do for other young women who have experienced domestic and dating violence or currently are in this abusive relationship?
Yeah, I really want to speak out because I think that it's something that does occur so often, and to so many young women who are forming their identity, forming who they want to be both in and out of relationships, and that I myself never thought that I would be in the situation. I was a strong, independent person, and through a series of choices and things that happened with my relationship, ended up in a very bad situation. So I think it's important for people to kind of people like me to speak out and tell other young women that it's okay if this is happening, and it's okay for you to get out and seek help, and we're here for you. And especially, I'm going to be competing in Miss District of Columbia 2014 this summer, and so it's kind of become my personal platform to speak out against domestic violence in the form of my campaign, which is Stronger Than Domestic Violence.
That's awesome. I thank you so much for just even being here. I think there's so many women out there who are so afraid, and they often think, how am I supposed to get past even this one day? And it is a daily battle, because I know that everything that you've gone through with him, whether it's physical, verbal, mental, you sometimes do the self-doubt when something's going on or something's going wrong. And so I know that it is something that we work on every day to get back, right, to become whole again. And that journey of self-healing is a process. So I thank you so much for speaking out and also, sharing your story. I know it means a lot to a lot of people who, are not strong and not yet there yet. So I appreciate that, and thank you for coming in today.
And thank you for, working with women like me to, help us get through.
I appreciate it.